everybody, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick. Welcome to Angelic Video Tutorials. Today we will talk a little bit about something who probably a lot of people think it's old or obsolete. It's not at all. A lot of system administrators, for example, can use it also today, even if it's Windows. I will be concentrated today on Windows because can be also on Linux or on other operating systems, but I will explain today batch commands and batch files for people who really love Windows and have Windows Home on your PC, and in that case we will see what's going on. In the past before everything, and to say that, before Windows, we had MS-DOS. Microsoft Disk Operating System. It's an operating system, or one of the first operating systems in the world. Interface was very poor. Just a simple white text with a black background. So in this case, we didn't have too much interface there. In that period, back in 1980s. Wasn't 80s, 90s, in that period. Honestly, nobody had back in 80s who have powerful computers. There was computers like 286 or 386, maximum 486, 32 bits processors, 100 megahertz processor, CPU, central processing unit, with 16 megabytes random access memory. Random access memory, or RAM, it's basically the memory, the speed for a computer. Okay, so this was in that period. But also today, even if you have a computer very performant with 8 cores, with 16 gig of memory and so on, it's good to know this some batch commands and batch files. Why? Because probably you will have some errors in the system, or need to do something directly there, and the system don't let you in other case to do it. Okay, you can apply directly doing something like a tools with Windows interface, but also you need to know these commands. And why it's good? Because it's good also for entry levels, for people who are entry levels in software development. I saw a lot of developers who knows, I know C#, I know that, I know VB.NET, I know Java, I know that, but they know that. That's not quite okay if you want to be a software developer, a software programmer. In this case, you need to have something like a software made by you, okay, with compilation, binary. But also you can have something which is interpreted by Windows as an operating system. Windows operating system is an operating system who let you to use some commands without to compile, without to do source code, and after that go compilation. Convert that text source code, into a binary and execute that binary. No. Just have some scripts, because basically batch commands are some scripts. A script is a text, exactly like a source code, the same text, commands, who is interpreted automatically by something, by operating system, by a browser, or whatever it's as an environment for that script. In our case, a batch command is a script dedicated for Windows, interpreted directly by operating system, by Windows as an operating system. So we will use command prompt, as an interface. It's exactly like was in MS-DOS in the past. Now command prompt is into an interface, into a form, into a window. But in the past, there was an entire full screen. With your full entire screen was black with some text. And that's it. After that appears something with colorful things. But in operating system was just that, black with white text. Okay. We will use batch commands, dedicated commands, to do something. Basically, we will navigate in folders named directories, because only since Windows is folders, you know. I create a folder, but in the past was I create a directory. This is basically, you will see it's a command named directory, dir, D-I-R, you know, directory, to see the directory, or such of like that, okay? We have commands like cd, for example. Cd is not necessarily compact disk. cd as a command is basically change directory. md, it's made a directory, okay, and so on. Commands like that. cls, it's a command to clear the screen. You know, clear the screen, to not to have a lot of text. If it's a lot of text on your screen, you put cls and clear the screen. Okay, these are like commands used by system operators, system administrators, everybody who can use that into an operating system, into a Windows operating system, even if it's back in MS-DOS, you know. But also you can do like a short, let's say, programs. It's not basically not a program. It's not a software. It's something like is like a file who will run automatically and very fast what you put in that file as line of commands. If a system administrator have a lot of commands to do, that system administrator will not stay every time to write the command, write a new command, write a new line of command, another command, because honestly will not have time. That system administrator or user don't have time for that. No? So in this case, they compact everything, they put everything into a file, a batch file. A batch file is a file, an executable file. I mean, can be executed, can run on your operating system, but is, by the way, interpreted directly by the operating system. It's not necessary to have something else. So basically, you put stuff like that. You will save as in our case will be probably test.bat, I mean batch file, okay. This is the extension BAT, and we will execute after that file from command prompt with a command, direct command, okay. I talk a lot. Let's see what's going on actually there, because okay, a lot of words and no action is not good. So in this case, let's do some action. You see here we have our screen is split in two. Left right of the screen is white. Basically, I have there a Windows Explorer. You know why? Because there you will see automatically will be created files, directories, and so on. Okay, and basically in the right part of our screen, you'll see the right half of the screen is black with some text. It's exactly like was in MS-DOS, but it's command prompt right now. Okay, so let's simulate to say that like it was in MS-DOS. If it was in MS-DOS in the past, all your screen was black with that text, and you need to deal with that. It was hard for someone. He had a lot of things to do or a lot of files. You needed to know. You need to know all that files where is exactly. Go navigate in paths. You know, like a path. I mean, navigate in folder, subfolder. I mean, directory, subdirectory, and so on, and other directory till specified file. Okay, let's do something like start to do something manually. Okay, in my case I have C users nick. This is the path. I will do change directory to desktop because I'm on the desktop. And look, it's changed. Now I'm in desktop. Okay, change directory in batch scripting. My folder for this demonstration, batch scripting. And now I'm in batch scripting. Can you see C users nick desktop batch scripting? Good. This is a simple navigation. Change directory, change directory. If you want to go back one step, it's change directory and point and back. Change directory, point and back. Clear screen is CLS. CLS, clear screen. Can you see? clear all the text on the screen, and basically you have back into a first line. To have a clear screen, if it's a lot of text, you need to see what's going on there, you know. So in this case, we will go again, cd desktop, okay, and cd batch scripting, I think, scripting, and we are in batch scripting, cls, and we remain in the same path, but now just clear the screen, you know, for text was there, okay, redundant text, to say like that, okay. In this case, now we will do something like we will create a directory. Basically, here with this path of the text, we are exactly in this folder, in this directory. Now if we will do md make directory test, okay, you will see automatically in the left side test appear as a directory. If you don't think it's done, if you want to go again with the command, just press the arrow, up arrow, you know, you have that cross with arrows, yeah, up arrow, press on that and appear, look, can go back to choose what you had in the past in commands, okay. So in my case, make test, it's the latest one, you know, but I will say let's test 2 and another one, and let's test, make the directory name test3, and we have 3 directories. Good. cd test, we will go in test. Basically it's equivalent like going here and double click on the directory. We are now here, okay. This one is here. Good. If you want to create another directory included in that directory, a subdirectory, you can put something like make directory and say sub test, okay. Subtest is here. Can you see? Subtest is here. Good. Let's create another subtest 2, subtest 3. 3 directories very first created in the line of code, basically in line of scripts, okay. It's a lot of text. Let's say cls clear screen, and we are back there, up there to have a clear screen, okay. Now we go cd point back one part, and now what we will have, we are basically back here in batch scripting, okay. Because we are in batch scripting, let's say dir. Woo, look what we have there. Test, test 2, test 3, basically test 2, test 3, directory made, when was made, date, time, and so on. By the way, you can put the time if you want to change the time on your system. Just say time is the time on the system, put another time, and it's set. It's very quick. Or put date and change the date on your system. It's very, very easy, okay. So exist also other type of commands like this, okay. Now if we put something like a tree, look, we have in graphical representation of what is that was general director, our scripting, batch scripting. After there was with a directory inside of this directory, I mean a folder inside of a folder, subfolder, and subfolders to subfolders. So it was like a tree. That's why the command is tree, to be represented like a tree, you know, you see a tree in that, exactly in that part is represented. Okay, good. A lot of things here to do. Let's delete some directories. Very easy, just delete this. Now if we do tree, you will see it's empty, okay. So it's working perfect also in both ways. Okay, I have this command, it's perfect, but what I want now, I want to create a file who do this like this, half of second, 25% of a second, I don't know, in just millisecond, 1 millisecond, to create everything, to do everything what I did in 5 minutes or more. Okay, basically we will create a file, it's a text document, naming, I don't know, script, we'll put script, okay, and we'll open text document in Notepad, for example, okay. And now we will start to do something. What we will do, echo off means not let me to see on the prompt, don't prompt to me. echo means start to prompt something to you, to represent something, a test to you. And I will put here hello to this video tutorial. Okay, after that I will start to change the to create a directory. Okay, let's say make directory, what we did already, you know, we'll put it here, make directory test. Okay, and we will take an echo here, copy paste, and just change the text inside what is inside. Basically I created the folder named test. Okay, after that it's md test2, and we will put again, and again will be this part, text change. I created the folder named test2 and md test3, and put again echo with the text, whoops, with the text something like I created the folder named test3. Okay, nice till now. Okay, now let's navigate a little bit in one of them. Let's navigate in the first, in test, in the folder named test. Okay, we will navigate with change directory test. Basically now I navigated into a folder named test. Okay, perfect. Here let's do another one, another folder, md subtest. Okay, and now we will put I created the folder name subtest. Okay, subtest, and also md subtest2. I created a folder named subtest2, and also to do md make directory subtest3, what we did manually till now, you know, in the right side, in that white text on black background. It's the same, we put it here basically into a file. Okay, and now I'll put also the user to know I created a folder named subtest3. Okay, let's put a tree, well, like we did, or dir is better, dir to C directory, and echo, say to them, that's all, folks. Okay, that's all. Echo, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so what we do here, it's echo on to be finish of our scripting file, save, and by the way we will save as something, because you saved the script txt. We will save as command prompt, as a batch file. So we will change the extension from txt to bat. Okay, all files, don't forget to save as type, not text, put all files to change this. In other case it will be bat.text and remain text, and you can't run that file. Okay, in our case we did this. We have here a script named bot. Okay, can you see that? Perfect, nothing else. Let's put here, we are in scripting, let's say script.bat, enter and run. Bang! Directly, everything is down there. Can you see? I created the test, I created the test 2, 3, I navigated that, and here you can see everything at the end directly in just 1 millisecond. That means it's good to have this kind of batch files if you want to use the system and to use commands in the system very fast, and not all the time. That is for if you have all the time to do something, it's good to have it and just run it again. Can you see it's also an executable, like an executable file, but it's an internal one, not an external one. Internal file means a file, a scripting file. Basically, is not compiled into a binary. It's interpreted by the operating system. This is the difference between a software made into a programming language, having a compiler and everything is low to the binary level, and this one, who is just a text, command, scripts, that means, who is interpreted directly by the operating system, interpreted directly by something, an environment in general. And you can see the results very fast. You must know, if you are a software developer, also this you must know to be a good software developer, because probably you need to do something like that and implement in your solution to create something quick in the bulk, in something like a structure of folders quick, and in that folders to put your DLL, the enabling libraries and so on like that. Don't let all the time only the environment, in our case IDE and Visual Studio, in .NET, because I discuss a lot about .NET and C#, for example, or Vivid.NET. But in other case, you can use any kind of IDE you want. You need to know to use this part, to use scripting, to do something to manage the scripts and manage commands and manage the system. You can need probably some script commands directly in your in your software software application, and there you can put add and some command, and depends by the programming language used and so on. Okay, so in this case it's very good to know this kind of scripting. If you don't believe me, look, subtest 1, 2, 3. Basically also this is created automatically. Okay, very good, very good, very nice. I hope people understand entirely what was here. Entire information has been received and processed by you. So in this case, today we discussed about batch commands and batch files. Basically, we had a command prompt. We had also in Windows Explorer. Okay, in the left part, in the right part was a batch command, a batch prompt for simple commands like an MS-DOS, was in the past. We use batch commands also manually. Also, we use a batch file, means commands, put it into a file who is saved with an extension BAT, for batch file. And using an operating system or Windows operating system interpretation, basically Windows interpret everything about what's inside of the batch file, and no compilation. Nothing, zero, nada, no compilation, start to compile, do translate everything in binary. No way. It's just a scripting. Thank you for your time, and what can I say? Have a nice day. Bye bye.